Okay dah. Okay, just briefly, I want to tell you that for today, we are going only to cover part A and B. If you look at the lab manual, we would have part A, part B, part C, and part D. But for today, we are only focusing on part A and part B because time frame as well as practical, based on my own experience, teaching the other class as well as the other lecturers. It's better we go through this slowly because, like I said, this software isn't as clear cut the process flow. So it's better that we took it slowly so that you understand the flow, the process flow. In case in the future you might want to use it to to help you in your learning as well as your mini project or final year project later on. So part B, and then part C. As you can see, for part A and part B, you guys only be using one logic gate, but for part C and part D, you'll be using combinational gates. You have AND, OR, and XOR. As you can see, it's a bit more lagi banyak lah dia punya steps there and all the tables that you need to fill. So part A and part B is more on the basics on how to use it, on how to use the software that you're going to use, as well as and then part C and D is more on the advanced level. So today again we'll be focusing on part A and part B. Okay, before I start, does anyone has any issues with their installation? And do you guys need me to check on you whether whether I can help you with your installation? Anybody need any assistance?
Sir,
Yeah.
tarik tak boleh install. Line dia slow.
Tarik.
Tarik.
Siapa tarik? Orang lah. Bukan software. Okay. Install or download? Sebab kalau download yang line kan, kalau install shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, laptop dia lag. Laptop dia lag.
Oh, lag. Okay. I think the best way for you to approach is kalau mampu lah pakai SSD. Sebab kalau pakai hard disk drive, bila dia nak compile tu later on, it will be very lambat lah. Tapi untuk kita punya, for this part A and part B, it wouldn't be that hard. It's just maybe three or four lines je lah. So it wouldn't be that long. Cuma biasalah third party software, we can't say whether or not it's clear cut 3 line slow ke laju ke. But my advice is, if you have SSD, install everything this software in SSD. So it's gonna help you a lot lah. But for kalau internet line lambat dan semua tu, the best way is to download everything sebelum or install sebelum our class lah. That is much better going forward. But for those yang lambat, it's okay. Try to keep up with the class as best as you could, either by watching your friends or when I'm taking a break, you catch up. But if not, there's a recording session for you to help you with your lab report, lab sheet and whatnot. That said, take effort sebab buat apa buang masa join the class if you tak buat lab. Baik settlekan kerja tu while the work is being done, rather than kacau time you main game ke, you nak keluar dengan kawan ke, nak makan ke. So use the time, manage your time efficiently lah. So in that sense, join lah the lab session tu as best as you could. Okay, so we continue with our class. So what is HDL software? Apa yang kita nak belajar HDL ni? Bahasa pasarnya, HDL is apa? Benda yang kita nak guna untuk digital system. Biasa layman ni dah, kita kalau nak guna digital system, back in my days, I have to use pen and paper to draw this, this circuit ni. Every single time I want to construct a digital circuit lah, I have to draw pen and paper, and then kalau salah guna gate, padam, and then draw balik, leceh. With HDL software, instead of drawing this for gate, or now you just type on your keyboard simbol ni. Simbol ni what you can type it on your keyboard. Boleh find key dia tu bawah backspace, atas enter. There's a backslash. If you shift backslash tu, dapat simbol or ni. So lagi senang. Dalam masa macam saya, kalau saya nak lukis ni, it will take me at least maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Yang ni 1 saat dah boleh keluar dah. Senang lah. Dia memudahkan. Imagine kalau typically if zaman sekolah or zaman saya belajar diploma dulu, nak buat circuit digital ni maybe 3-4 layer je lah. But imagine if you're in a prototyping mode where the digital logic can go up to 4-5 layer or 10 or 100 layers. So nak draw every single even nak copy paste gambar ni pun is going to take some time kan. Kalau kita pakai words ke, pakai PowerPoint ke. So with HDL, it enables you to just save your process to prototype significantly lah, sebab pakai keyboard je, tekan ni simbol-simbol ni, you be able to complete your circuit. It's just equation je nanti. Okay, so that's what is the explanation of what is HDL, hardware description language. So the objective here is to let you understand the basic concept of Verilog and also model SIM Altera software, and then to familiarize with basic digital logic, just the basic, not advanced. So understanding digital circuit is the highest priority right now. It's more just on the basic knowledge of logic gates, of or kalau bahasa Melayu or tu atau, and then combinational gates lah. Combinational can includes all the or, atau, dan, and, or XOR saya tak sure apa bahasa Melayu ke. Saya lupa sebab saya belajar ni dulu UTM, semua bahasa dia ditukar, all the terms dah tukar dari bahasa Melayu. But itulah, gate tak. Or XOR is tak atau. Tak atau tak dan. So itulah bahasa Melayu dia lah. So requirement required is just your computer, laptop, notebook. I plan if ada dalam melintang, kita masuk lab next week untuk the other section. Of course, I have to look at the lab first, whether there's a projector and whether you guys all are here in UiTM. Then only I would eager to put you guys in the lab. That said, it will be depending on my site visit to the lab later on lah. Sebab no point if saya buat face to face but there's no projector, sebab nanti kan lagi leceh saya nak tunjuk all the steps here. So I have to visit the lab location first before I commit to face punya ni lah. But I plan next week. Okay, so it is expected that you guys fill up the pre-lab first, even though I know you guys haven't been into digital system coursework yet, but you can just fill this using Google. And I understand that in school you did learn on digital, so I'm expecting this not to be that hard on gate not, gate and, gate or, and gate none. None is not and, meaning not and combination of and. A combination of not and and, so none. So the Verilog HDL operator, you can open the Verilog punya manual or just Google. Again, Google is your tools. The reason why we want you to do this, even though we know that you can Google, is just so that you are able to see you are able to understand what is the code is being written in our lab manual here, and then compare it with the actual output later on. So it is expected that this one memang korang kena isi sendiri lah. And then the same with no XOR. XOR is exclusive not or. Exclusive or and exclusive not or. Exclusive what is done, ni Google lah, sebab ini lebih kepada dah masa digital circuit which korang belajar next time. Tapi if I'm not mistaken, dia ada rule dia yang saya pun dah lupa dah exclusive or ni, sebab saya sendiri pun jarang pakai digital. Tapi if I'm not mistaken, dia only 00 ke 11 yang dia akan jadi 1. So double check, double confirm me on that lah, takut saya salah bagi info. Okay, but yang this one I can guide you. For all, awak boleh imagine, you can imagine it like atau. As long as there is on, 0 is off, 1 is on. So you can imagine a circuit of electric dekat lampu tangga. If you guys live in a 2-story house or have ever been to a 2-story house, dia ada switch kat atas, switch kat bawah. So if either is on, lampu akan on. So the same thing with all lah. Cuma dia special sikit waktu satu dengan satu. Kalau lampu dekat tangga tu, kalau satu on, dia salah satu tu akan menyebabkan lampu tu off. Tapi not the same with all lah. So kita go dulu. So let's say lah A dengan B ni switch atas dengan switch bawah. So if both are off, lampu tak menyala lah. Sebab kita imagine all ni macam addition operation, tambah. So 0 plus 0 will equals to 0. 0 plus 1, salah satu lampu tu switch dia menyala, kita tekan on, so lampu menyala lah. So 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 0, lampu atas pula menyala, tekan, so on lah lampu. So 1 plus 0, 1. Tapi special case for all, 1 plus 1 bukan 2. At the same time, lampu dekat tangga, 1 plus 1 will always turn 0 because lampu dia switch tu dia hanya accept satu input dia. But for untuk digital, 1 plus 1 equals to 1. Sebab there is no higher value than turning on. Turning off and turning on. So kalau 1 plus 1, dua-dua on, it will always be on. So 0, 1, 1, 1 for all gate atau. For input N, gate N, it's multiplication. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 1, 0. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. But anything times with 0 will always be 0. Kalau nampak dia 0, terus kosong. So, dia punya output will be 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, ini nanti kita akan check dengan kita punya software betul tak table kita ni. So, this one, you guys need to fill it up lah. Compare, so that you can compare in your discussion and lab sheet nanti. Betul tak yang software tu buat. Yang SO ni dia apa ni lah, terbalik lah maksudnya. O kan tambah. So 0 plus 0, 0. Tapi sebab dia lalu X, dia invert kan. So jadi 1 lah. So 0 plus 1, 1. Tapi sebab dia lalu X, dia terbalik jadi kosong. 1 plus 0, 1. Tapi sebab dia lalu X, terbalik jadi kosong. 1 plus 1, 1. Tapi again dia lalu X, jadi kosong. So 1, 0, 0, 0. Terbalik dengan OR gate tadi 0, 0, 0, 1. Dia melawan lah. Melawan cakap lah. That's all. Okay, so that is briefly how you should fill your pre-lab table ni, truth table ni. Sebab truth table ni, you guys will be using it to compare and discuss with your result output later on. Okay, then we look into Verilog HDL software. Ni time saya memberi sosong sikit lah. So Verilog HDL software is basically just software that you use to program the chips on your motherboard. So for those who quite often buka dia punya PC, komputer tu semua tu, kalau pasal ada chips dalam atas motherboard warna hijau tu, you have to, because dalam chip tu ada digital gate ada and all apa semua tu. So you have to program it so that during these circumstances, the chip should communicate with this side of the other chip, for example. So you have to use Verilog lah. Software, I mean, there are tons of other software, but you have to basically use a HDL lah, hardware description language. So you describe to this chip to contact this other chip on the other board so that you can perform these tasks. So in this sense, we'll be using Verilog as a HDL software, which there are two versions of HDL, which is very high and very low. Very low ni bukan maksudnya dia tak laju ke ataupun level dia rendah tak power ke, tak pandai ke, bukan. But low level ni maksudnya is between maksudnya 10 10 10. Tak ada A, tak ada B, tak ada C, tak ada 1 2 3. Memang 1 0 1 0. That is what it meant by very low. Meaning kita we are going down to the computer level, which they only understand 0 and 1 lah. Whereby kalau very high, dia ada ayat lah. Maksudnya macam kita belajar C++ story, print F, scan F. Scan tu kita faham. Komputer tak faham scan F. Kita faham. So kita panggil tu very high. Not because of dia pandai ke, dia tak pandai ke, no. It's about the level of communication in the computer, data communication architecture. So for Verilog is to get into the chips, to get it to work with the other chips. Microchip and chip potato. And then model sim software is the one that we simulate the resultant. I mean, you can't actually, after you program your microchip, you can't exactly see the voltages coming out, going in, going out. So you can't see that. So in order for us to see whether our program is okay or not, is to observe the waveform. So in order for us to do that, we have to use model simulation, model sim. So cakap panjang tu, basically apa yang dia nak cakap is that for Verilog, we'll be using quarters. Tak tahu sebut macam mana. I think it's quarters. And in conjunction with that, to observe the output, we'll be using model sim. Okay, so for lab, kita start now, which is for part A. We start with behavioral Verilog. Okay, apa benda behavioral Verilog? Nanti at the end of our lab ni, saya akan explain to help you with your discussion. Sorry ya. Letak saya kering. Okay, so I hope everyone has no issue installing Altera 15.0 as mentioned in your WhatsApp group. You have to install model sim version 15, but Quartus version 9, because the reason why you can't install, I don't advise you to install Quartus version 15 is because there's issue with update driver updates. It will require you to install a set of drivers to enable you to use Quartus and model sim for this lab. So in order for us to avoid all that, we'll just go back to the earlier version of Quartus, which is Quartus 9. Because version Quartus 9, you don't have to install any other driver to enable you to use that, to use the Quartus for this lab. So that's why I ask you to download it from the other site, the other website. And hopefully by now you've already installed everything according to what I've mentioned. And we'll start with Quartus 9. Quartus 9. Has everyone installed everything? Quartus 9? Done, Okay, now let me share my screen. So this is Quartus 9. I've already installed it. So if I clicked on it, you should be able to see this page on the first page. Okay, my interface might be slightly different than you guys because this morning I've already used this software to teach the other class. So, but I'll try my best to, So as you can see, I've already have lab 1, lab 1B, lab 2. This is more like, this is more because of recent files that I've just opened and done and did some work with. But for you guys, I guess I'll follow the steps again. So first step, as per lab manual, is to click new project wizard icon, which is this one. And make sure you follow the Altera Altera 15 EE250. But if you don't want to type, you can just browse, open the link. Hold on, let it drop down. So in my case, since in our case, since we are using Quartus 9, so we'll see the page under version 9. Yeah, somebody want to say? Yeah.
Saya nampak half je.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, maybe I'll do this. That's fine. Awesome. Okay. Boleh nampak ya? So the problem is I can't put my okay like this. So this should be boleh juga tunjuknya. So okay, tak apa. Basically, you just follow the manual lab where it asks you to put it under EEE250. But since I've already got that folder here, and I don't want to, miss the steps, I'll just use a slightly different name for the folder. So I'll create a new folder. I'll type EEE250 group B lah, B. Tapi awak jangan ikut saya lah, awak ikutlah EE250 tu. So that the reason why is because filing name is very crucial, so that nanti bila korang cari atau korang nak nak panggil dia balik, dia tak pening. Ni tadi kelas tadi ramai yang dia salah tulis nama, so end up ada error nak jalan. So make sure observe the file name tu betul-betul. Kalau L huruf kecil, try to follow. Kalau nak try berbeza boleh. Nanti saya akan highlight lah. It's better juga kita buat salah rather than kita asyik betul je. Kita tak belajar sangat. So for me, I'll use EEE250B. For you guys, up to you. Boleh follow, but I advise you to follow directly lah. Sebab yang ni tak kacau sangat, tapi lebih memudahkan nak mencari je lah. Okay, and then open. So for the name, since the manual asks us to put in lab 1, I think I want to be little bit different, so that I want to show you the effect of filing name in this lab lah. So let's say for example, dia taruh L kecil, saya taruh L besar. This will have an impact later on. And make sure there's no space. Any kind of file name when you're talking about programming is very crucial for you to not start with number 1 at the front, and there's no symbol or space in between the words. Okay, this one, when you arrive at this page, just click next. Okay, for this one, it is actually from the manual, it asks us to choose Cyclone 4E and something lah, bawah tu. And since we are using Quartus 9, we don't see that Cyclone 4 CE Cyclone 4E. We don't have that, but you can use any other cyclone here. But since we are only using it for a simple circuit here, so typically I'll try to I'll try to find the one that almost similar lah. Macam ni Cyclone 4E, saya pun pakai Cyclone 4E kat sini. Tapi based on the subject EEE, hold on, yeah, which you guys going to learn next semester if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. EEE 355. I'm not sure lah whether you guys will learn that or not, because it depends on your EE111 or EE112. Tapi for that subject, it is advised for you to use Cyclone 2 and EP2C yang ni, C6 sebab dia paling laju. Laju because it's critical for them, for that subject, is because the circuit might be a little bit lagi banyak lah. Tapi kita pakai satu gate saja, and paling banyak pun 3 gate je, so tak perlulah laju-laju sangat. So you can choose any of the devices here lah sebenarnya. So macam saya, okay, saya nak tunjuk yang saya ni rebel, saya pakai Cyclone 2 dan saya main pick je, cukup. ada lagi tak ada. Next. So nak menunjukkan betul lah, boleh tekan je mana-mana and it wouldn't affect your our simulation sangat lah. Okay. And then after you have chosen the devices, but family tu make sure cyclone lah, sebab kita memang based on cyclone punya ni. Tengok, saya cakap dah, ada orang interrupt. Okay. Again, a reminder siapa yang masuk lambat, next time before logging in, make sure you masuk to your email UiTM student dulu, baru join the Google Meet, so that tak kacau kelas. Sebab bila every time awak pakai Google email daripada luar, saya kena approve your admission to the class, so mengganggu kelas lah. So as best as you could, make sure login to your UiTM email, baru join the Gmeet, so that tak mengganggu kelas. Especially yang datang lambat ni. Okay, so the next step, continue. Dah pilih family, pakai je Cyclone. Saya tak try lagi lah, kalau awak nak cuba boleh try lah pakai family lain, tapi saya try to follow manual lab tu. So, dia kata Cyclone, so saya pakai Cyclone. Cuma devices tu up to you lah. Saya pakai make sure kat saya 1.2, sebab sini ada 1.0. So saya ambil je mana-mana as long as 1.2. Okay, and then at this stage EEE2 settings, which is this one. So tak ada apa-apa yang kena ubah, just make sure semua none, and then so dia cakap lagi mana. Okay, next. And then you'll arrive at the wizard summary. So ada message. Yeah, Izzat Faizul, do you have a question?
Sir, it's mean we can choose any type of cyclone ke?
Yeah, any type of cyclone. As long as cyclone.
So, the name below we can choose anything.
Yeah, any kind of device. As long as, but just try to make sure that you adhere towards the 1.2 volt. I'm not sure how significant that is, the core voltage ni. So make sure 1.2 volts. Because I'm not sure how significant that effect will be, because I haven't tried it myself. But kalau boleh stick to 1.2 volt lah. Jangan pergi ke 1.0 ni, for example.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Alright, okay. So once you have clicked next, you'll arrive at the summary page. This is more to confirm your chosen parameters. Let's say letak puas hati kata nak macam salah, bukan saya instead of cyclone, let's say saya tertekan Tetrix for example. Itu sampai kat summary, baru perasan salah ni. Okay, just go back lah, tekan balik cyclone. Saya rebel, saya guna cyclone 3, saya main pick dia 1.2 volt. And now dapatlah summary dia. 1.2 volt operation. Junction temperature is at the maximum is 85 degrees Celsius. Ini saya rasa bila you dah buat hands on nantilah kot, critical, but for us right now is just on how to use this software. So abaikan je lah kan parameter tu. Okay, then click finish. Give it a second sampai web edition ni update ke apa ke, before kita boleh proceed dengan kita punya. Kat sini lah kelebihan pakai internet laju dan SSD. Patutnya cepat je lah. Okay, hold on . Saya sedapkan je, nak senang nampak. And I prefer to use this Ya, ada soalan? Okay. So we are now at the fifth stage. Kita dah fifth stage. So kita dah sampai ke the main page of Quarters 2 version 9. So the next step is to click File and New, and then choose Verilog HDL file. If I'm not mistaken, the first time I opened this tab, it was at VHDL file. So we don't want that. We want Verilog HDL file. Make sure this is at HDL file. And then click OK. So for this section, I advise for you to use a proper PDF reader so that it enables you to select and copy, then paste. I don't want you to type everything, because there is a big chances that if there is an issue, it's because of typo error. So I don't want that. I advise you to Control-C and Control-V everything. So hopefully your PDF reader is able to do just that. If not, then you have to type, but make sure all the, let's say for example, this one, module lab 1, this one has to reflect your file name. This is where it is important for you to properly use the name. Let's say for example, this one I use big L. So I have to change this to big L. This is the file name, module lab 1. This is the module name. So if you use lowercase, either that you have an error here, or later on when you're trying to simulate the model, you will not be able to do that, because the file name difference and it can't find the file, even though there's only one file in that folder. But computer kan, dia jenis bendul. Kalau tak bagi A kecil A besar pun dia nak tengok betul-betul spesifik, sebab A kecil A besar bagi dia A111000, baik kalau A besar 101010. For example saya bukan nak kata confirm ni, tapi bagi dia A kecil dan A besar tu sangat-sangat different. That's why kita kena betul-betul follow dia punya file name. Lab 1, kalau kita pakai bagi nama tadi lab 1 L besar, ini pun kena follow lah coding. Okay, I stop here first. Anybody has any question or any issues that you want me to help you with?
Sir,
Yeah.
apparently I can type in or even paste the module lab 1, output Y, and input EB.
Can you show me your screen? I want to see your screen.
Oh, sure. Oh, apparently it works, sir.
I guess your computer is a bit laggy lah kot.
Okay, thank you,
Process
sir.
lah tadi. Contohnya window projector. All right. Anybody else has any issue?
No, sir.
All right. Good. Okay, now we've arrived at, okay, kalau tadi macam laju je lah kelas kita ni. Kalau betul semua orang okay lah hopefully. Okay, so that's it already. When you have finished, again, make sure dalam lab manual, kita pakai L kecil sebab file name tadi yang dia taruh waktu this one, L kecil. Kalau awak macam saya taruh L besar, lab 1, then you have to alter lah coding tukar kepada lab L besar, lab 1. But this one will reflect the file name that you put for that project. Okay, once you have done that, click File, Save As, and put it in the same folder that you have created just now, which is EEE250, macam saya B. Then you put it in your, if you put the same as me, then put it in the same folder lah, B. But if not, then put it in as according to the lab manual, which is EEE250. And then make sure the punya type tu is .v, .vlg, and .verilog. Nama lab 1 lah. Macam dia pakai L kecil, saya pakai L besar, so lab 1 lah. Dan click save. Nama penting apa ada pada nama in computer programming is a huge thing. It's a make or break kind of game lah. Kalau nama. Okay, once you have saved that, click on processing. Start compilation. Ni purple apa namanya? Purple play button dekat atas ni. I hope you guys can see it lah. Ya, ni kena tunggu kejap. Dia take some time sikit. Saya pakai SSD. I'm not sure how significant that is, but still kena tunggu kejap lah. Okay, siap. So you should see the same thing as I am, which is full compilation was successful. Warnings ni tak apalah. Warnings ni is just siapa yang nak tengok apa connection tu. Tapi for us, full compilation was successful is the most important message that you want to see. Make sure everyone see that. So I'm going to wait here for a bit in case some of you didn't see this full compilation was successful. Anybody did not see full compilation successful?
So yang warning tu tak kisah kan?
Warning tak kisah.
Okay, siap.
Sir,
Yep.
why I cannot push button process?
Can I see your screen?
Alright. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but it's black right now. Okay. Was stop errors.
Before this, I have tried. I have.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Please proceed.
Before that, I had push the button, but it's not processed.
Okay. Can you change the name module lab 1 tu yang awak tulis kat code tu tukar pada lab 2. Sebab awak tulis semua huruf besar tu lab 2 tu.
Lab 2
LAB pun huruf besar tu. Saya tengok awak tulis tu huruf besar tu. Lab 2. Okay, now press the purple button.
This one, right?
Kena save as dulu kot. Yes. Yes. Now it's currently working lah, tengah compile ni. Maybe when you're first doing it, it was you have already pressed it, but you pressed it the second time. So sebab tu nampak macam tak boleh tekan sebab awak dah press 2 kali. So right now it's processing. So just wait lah until they set.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, is that fine so?
Sir, I just press the start button, but my quarters not successful. Full compilation was not successful with 4 error.
Okay, can I see your screen?
Share screen.
Okay, can I see the text document? The text lab 1, okay, betul. 1 error system at lab 1 is not expecting. Can you make it bigger? I can't see the end of the code. Dia besarkan view tu. Use apa? Full screen. It seems like you're missing apa nama? Kurungan.
Oh.
Betul ke? Mesin kurungan ke? Sekejap, saya check.
Oh,
At the end
yeah.
of B tu. Ada kurungan and then semicolon.
Okay.
Kita
Try.
save and then
Okay, sir.
try dulu tengok jalan tak.
I try first. Ya madana man hadi.
Okay, boleh?
Sekejap, saya supervise je.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, still have 3 errors, eh?
can I have a look?
This one screen.
Izzat,
Yo, yeah, Fatihah.
there is a typo on your output. Check your output. There is a typo.
Oh, yeah. Aku tak tahu dia pergi mana ni. Gila dah ni.
Okay, I can't see the typo tu, tapi itulah kalau if Fatihah tadi tegur tadi, if she found it, then try lah to address it. That is why it's best for you to copy and paste. It's not because kita malas, it's more on itulah error macam ni, typo error. Itu memang typical lah, beginner programmer memang selalu macam tu lah. So that's why it's always best to copy and paste. We'll wait for Izzat. OBS punya AI ni is quite good, tapi rapat sangat.
Sir,
Yeah,
still salah lagi, sir. Ada 3 error lagi.
tengok.
Okay, sekejap. Saya share screen.
Can I see? Can you click file save as? I want to see the file name and the path and whatnot. File save as. Okay, it is in let1.b betul. Okay, dah cancel. Check on your type. Module let1 output. Wireless. Semicolon. You're using semicolon, betul tak? Verilog HTS system error at that one to assign in com bracket. Ini macam typo lagi lah. Is there any possibility that you could copy and paste from your PDF apa nama? That just to make sure, just double confirm. Go your manual lab, Control C and Control C everything yang code tu. Just to double check. Bawah. That one. Try copy. Then repaste it. Control A, Control V. Okay, try one more time. Because tadi bracket tadi nampak warna hijau. This one come. Why really? Mystery. Hold on, maybe a second. Assign expecting. Can you?
Sir, kalau saya try buat daripada awal semula boleh ke?
Try. I think ada some step. Okay, and then one more thing I suspect, when you copy and paste the semicolon on the assign, because as you have seen here, there's something wrong got to do with your semicolon. Saya not sure whether dia salah paste ke ataupun but supposedly tak boleh lah, tak adalah sebab saya sendiri pakai benda yang sama. But just in case, but to be safe, follow balik step yang awal lah.
Okay, baik, saya try balik.
Alright. Since apa ni, kalau kata try pada awal, what I can advise you is use Cyclone 4 and then all the devices yang tu or pilih lah mana-mana. Yang penting Cyclone 4 tu try. Code lah Cyclone yang awak pilih sebelum ni ada isu ke. Chance je lah kan. Okay, so for the rest of us, kita continue dulu sebab nak tunggu kan. Nanti lambatlah kita habis kelas kan. So, okay, click OK. Okay, then after we finish that is basically, that's it on the part of quarters. Once you've got successful and you've seen this flow summary, meaning your section part A1 completed. Now we'll proceed to model sim part A2. Okay, now I think I've done some mistakes when I install model sim and I don't want to reinstall it back. I forgot to tick on the, what you call that? Put the icon on the desktop, so I don't have the icon there. But what you can do if you are the same as me is to type in the search button in your Windows.
Sorry to ask, sir.
Yes,
are you presenting right now?
Oh, sorry, forgot.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Welcome.
Okay, so we've completed part 1, which is flow summary. I reiterate it. Flow summary. Once you got this successful, means you have completed the part 1 section lah. For quarters, now we move on to part 2, which is model sim. And as I've mentioned, I forgot to, when I installed the model sim software, I forgot to put the icon on top of the desktop. And therefore, I need to, every single time, I need to search for the program. So for me, for example, I will need to type in model sim. Then this is the one that we need to open up for the next stage. Okay, I'll minimize the quarters first. Right. So now it's open, but you can only see half. So I need to resize my OBS display. Hold on. Okay, so I need to in and out. Give me a minute. So once you've managed to open the model sim, click directly on the jumpstart icon. Okay, jumpstart icon. So this jumpstart icon. Okay, can I step it to the left? No. And then if you look at the lab manual, it wants us to click on the create the project, and for the project name, type lab 1 sim. So I'll click on the create project name, lab 1 sim. And this one I just follow ni lah. Kalau nak taruh lab 2 simu sebab kita sebenarnya buat lab 2 pun boleh je. Just that make sure nak cari nanti pun yang ni tak ada effect dengan coding lah. Dia lebih kepada nama folder untuk kita save coding je, so tak kacau. Okay, but just to make sure, okay, then click OK. Okay, since I've already have another because I've already taught the other class on this stage, so I'll just override it because basically I'll just refresh it new lah. So the folder will be clean, and I'm able to create a new file. So the next stage is to add items to the project window pop-up. Basically, you need to click on add existing file, which is to add the file that you have created in Quartus just now. So we add now new file, click browse, and then find the one that you have done just now, which is, for me, I'll need to go back to Altera 91, and the folder is in EEE250 and here it is, under big capital letter L, AB1, the one that I've just inserted just now. So click open, and then this is optional, but if you don't want, just leave it at default. But if you want to confirm, just drop down and make sure it is under Verilog. Okay, click OK, and now you can see it here, lab1.b. Okay, then we follow the next step, which is to create a new file by clicking on the project window, and then make sure you put in the detail as this one. So create new file, lab1htl. This is more on the multi-sim, model sim punya naming file name. So it's up to you if you want to change to lab2htl, tapi for now saya tak rasa kita akan kacau dari segi coding, so pakai je lab1htl. So and then make sure you change the file type as Verilog. This one is important sebab takut nanti lari pula dia punya tak jalan. So make sure Verilog, and then click OK. Then you can close this add items to the project. Okay, once that is done, you need to copy this coding, and put it under the lab1htl.b, the one that you have just created. So like this one, we've created lab1htl, so double click on it. It will open the text editor, and then you can paste it here. So okay, let me stop here. Does anybody has any question or any issues with the steps that I have just mentioned just now?
So I have downloaded the model sim, but there's no button, the jumpstart button.
Okay, what you can try to do is try to click the file,
Okay.
and then forgot new
project visit.
folder. Not new folder, sorry. New project.
Okay, sir.
So it will open the same thing. Betul tak? Try dulu, tengok. Takut saya sembang lebih je.
New project or new project visit?
New project visit. It's much better.
Okay. Now, it looks like the
Same,
first one
Okay.
we did.
Alright.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
Sir, saya tak boleh double click. Dia keluar error kat bawah.
Can you show it to me?
Yap. Tab. Ada sing lah.
Share window.
Yep.
Could not find interpreter.
Saya try add balik
Try balik.
Sekejap, delete jap. Okay. Tak boleh.
Right click pun tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Ready access. Tak boleh delete Remove.
Supposedly kalau saya just right click boleh remove.
Ni boleh remove.
Delete. Delete from this as well.
Dah.
Okay. Create. Tapi try pakai browse. I think the issue dia maybe sebab folder location ni. Browse. Tak ada issue. Sorry. Back. Boleh saya balik nama tadi. And then got the lock.
Okay Tak boleh.
Hold on. You are using Altera 10.3B. Sama dah. Maybe try keluar, tutup program ni, masuk balik. Kadang-kadang benda macam ni typical lah ni. Saya pun
Pakai
ada pakai dulu, ini buat balik.
Okay.
Saya tunggu awak, tak apa buat dulu. Saya tunggu.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Verilog HDL5 and VHDL5?
If you look at the manual lab, Verilog is the very low level, whereby VHDL is just the whole, what do you call that? The whole software approach to saya buka atas ni.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Verilog HDL, VHDL is the HDL is the software that you use to interface with microprocessor, the digital chips and whatnot. Verilog is the product of the software named by Altera, and it is typically used to interface with low level of hardware, low level punya hardware punya interfacing, which is to instruct your microprocessor lah untuk guna 1010. That is very low. For your question is apa tadi? Very low HDL kan?
Verilog dengan VHDL.
VHDL very high speed, sorry saya silap, very high speed very high speed maksudnya apa nama, dia, saya pun tak pernah pakai VHDL ni, tapi if I'm not mistaken it's more on it's still a low level juga, basically it's between microprocessor dengan microprocessor, but there's some architecture where the interface is very fast. I mean dia buang some sort of, dia lagi leceh lah nak pakai daripada yang ini, sebab yang ni ada GUI apa semua. So correct me if I'm wrong, but supposedly it's macam saya, kalau kita klik compile ni, it takes some time tau to come out with the product, with the waveform. Whereby VHDL ni lagi cepat lah. Tapi in that sense, dua-dua ni memang untuk low level hardware modeling lah. And lagi sesuai untuk low level is the Verilog HDL compared to VHDL. But as I would like you to know, I haven't had the chance to explore Altera punya produk. Waktu saya belajar dan saya bekerja as well as lagi lah tak main kan. Waktu saya buat research pun is more on the programming calculation semua. So I haven't had the experience to tell you what the explicit use of HDL. But of course, Google is there for you to help you lah. I think for those yang interested to understand this, typically when you're working in Intel, those microprocessors companies, they will be using Altera. And in fact, we have one lecturer who have had that experience, which is Dr. Nur Diana. She's a very prominent person lah when you want to understand more on the Altera product, because she used to work there, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, siapa tadi? Dah okay ke?
Tak jadi je.
Tak jadi. Is there a problem with your model sim installation? Sebab itu je step dia yang kalau double click tak boleh tu, there's nothing much I can say except apa ni lah. We buat balik apa nama daripada step first. Saya punya ni.
Okay, sir.
Let me double check if there is steps here that I might have missed out that you could have your problem. Double click tak boleh. Tapi itulah, when it comes to software, if saya tak ada depan mata and I can't see the problem, my advice is, okay, start pada awal balik, model sim tadi tu, buat balik, tapi saya dah selesai awak dah buat, but if not, try to uninstall model sim tu, reinstall balik. Saya takut model sim installation awak ada issue. I suspect lah, correct me if I'm wrong. But for now, kalau tak boleh double click tu, is something sangat-sangat basic tu. You got to do your software tu. Any other issues? Or can I proceed with the next stage? Okay, if there is no issue, kita proceed to the next stage, which is to compile all. So you just right click on the lab 1 HDL and then compile and click compile all. If everything is okay, you should see the green tick status here. So like in my case, everything is successful, so I have no problem here. Has anybody else have any problem with the compiling stage?
Sir, sekejap
Tak apa.
Sir, macam mana saya buat yang ni kan?
Hmm.
Satu start simulation. Dia tak ada yang work ni, dia tak ada ni.
Ini ada model sim kan? You have to compile. Dah compile ke?
Compile
Ha. Kita baru sampai stage compile dulu. Dah compile dulu.
Oh, okay.
Awak dah ke depan.
Compile all
Compile. Is it here? Kenapa lain macam? Kenapa awak punya nampak folder? You should get the lab1.v, not the folder.
Ni lab 1.
Tu lab1 HDL, which is the one that we are doing in the model C. But the quarters of it yang awak buat baru tadi tu, kena ada lab1.v belakang.
Saya tu
masukkan
tekan folder.
Masukkan yang file tu.
Macam mana?
Remove yang lab1 folder tu, and then add existing file. Okay, and then I add project existing file, browse yang lab1.v. Awak kena browse sebab takut ni dekat folder yang lain. Browse. Lab1.v. Okay, and then change the bolehlah pakai default boleh. Okay. Try compile all. Basically,
Okay.
Now kita tunggu kawan lain kalau ada yang somebody else has any other issues. Semua okay? Okay, if semua okay, then we proceed. Ni yang baru yang kawan awak cakap tadi pula. Which is, kalau ikut sini, dia kata suruh tutup Windows. Tapi actually tak perlu pun. Dia abaikan yang tutup Windows ni. Basically, dia nak kurangkan isu. I think it's more on if there is an issue, compiling error ke apa ke, maybe you can try this lah. But for me, I personally tested. I don't have any of that issue. So, I tend to malaslah nak padam buka balik. So I'll just leave it here and continue with start simulation. So I'll just soalan.
Sir, you not present the screen.
Oh, sorry. Sorry tu. Okay, sorry Thank you. And then saya reiterate balik. Okay, kalau ikut lab manual, after you have compiled all, it suggested you to turn off pangkah. Click on the pangkah so that turn off the program. But for me personally, I have tried it and I don't have any issues with continuing after this. So you can try, same as me. But if not, you can if it doesn't work, you can always follow the lab manual for the instruction, which is to close the pop-up window and whatnot. To close and then run it back. So I don't want to do that. I'll just click on simulate and then start simulation. So here it will ask you to choose the file. So go to work. Okay, I have tons of here because I've done the other classes, but since I'm using a new project, it is under module T, so click T Yang the other one ni abaikan, yang ni dia just find previous yang saya dah buat. Tapi the one that we are using right now, because we put the module as T, so choose T. Yang S ni the next stage nanti. So I click on it. Was modified after it was compiled. Okay, alright. Okay, itu sebab saya dah buat tu, so dia keluar lagi sekali lah. Jawab tak ada kot. Okay, done. But my screen is only showing this, so I have to readjust my OBS, which is here. And this is what I'm seeing right now. So make sure you guys are also seeing the same thing as I am, which is you'll be seeing these objects, the processes, and of course the text editor.
So tak, I don't have T. T tak ada, lab 1 only.
Can you show me your screen? Sorry. Sebab saya takutnya awak nampak T tu bila awak dah save. Awak kena save dulu macam mana? Saya lupa nak cakap. Yang bila awak dah edit text tadi tu, awak kena tekan save. Tak boleh save. Tak apalah. Try simulate, saya nak tengok. Simulate all. Start simulation. Work. Okay, I think this is why they want you to close. Okay, click cancel. Pangkah. Atas. The whole program ni tutup. Tekan pangkah. Okay, yes. Yes. Simpan. Okay, now open it back. Or maybe that is why they want you to save the program, so dia suruh tutup. So apparently you can't save it directly like that. Okay, close. Close. Tu dah ada dah. So now apa nama? No, compile dulu. Sebab kadang-kadang dia tunjuk green, tapi bila kita start simulation dia tak nak jalan. Okay, then open work. There. T. So apparently it's because kita tak dapat save text editor ni. So that's why they want you to close and then run balik. Okay, boleh? Let me share my screen. Ke anyone else has any problem like that? Let me see. Boleh tekan button icon diskette kat sini. So baru dia save kan. So cara saya tadi is not very good lah. Patutnya saya tekan button ni dulu baru boleh save and then run as per instruction. Let me know. Okay, but I hope everyone is okay. Jumpa T tu. Kalau tak jumpa, pangkah program and then buka balik lah. You should be able to save.
Saya ada error saya.
Error apa? Ya, please.
Saya apa tu?
Ya.
Saya ada error. The
Yalah.
error is error leading design.
Tunjuk error tu sebab saya tak nampak.
Present. Masuk sekali. Masuk sekali. Banyak jangan masuk kapsul dan di sini. KT.
Okay.
Tekan hide tu. Okay.
Error loading design. I think this is the same error I found with the other class. If I'm not mistaken, it's because of filing name. Hold on, let me recall. Error loading design. Let me recall the message. Give me a second. The same error message. Okay, this one If I'm not mistaken, kalau betul, you can stop sharing. But if I'm not mistaken, the punya error was due to awak salah, awak di issue file name dekat awak punya quarters punya project tadi tu. So either awak memang ada masalah dengan quarters awak, or awak ada masalah dengan awak punya file name dekat quarters tu. And apparently awak dah redid yang quarters tadi kan? Betul?
Dah sir.
So issue ni memang it's not because of your T. It's not because of your lab 1 HDL. It's more on your lab 1. So my advice is, sorry ya, terpaksa buat balik. Tapi this time around pakai lab L huruf kecil tu. Follow balik sebiji manual tu. Saya perasan awak tadi pakai lab besar, L besar. So awak ikut balik sebiji-sebiji yang manual lab yang pakai L huruf kecil, AB1, and then file name pun LAB1. So terpaksa lah, sorry lah, ini memang tadi saya buat tu sebab saya nak try and error, nak tunjuk awak what happened with the file name. Tapi since awak follow and then you have issues with your quarters tu, so nak tak nak kena back balik lah. Okay, try to do it again Tapi kali ni ikut sebiji file name punya yang file name yang dalam manual lab awak tu. Ini memang dah sama error dengan kelas video. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, so now if you manage to arrive at the same page as I am, which is after you've start simulation, sorry. Now you can run and observe the waveform. In order for you to do this, you need to click view. View. Sorry, saya dah skip apa ni? Sini, okay, itulah. View, wave, and then add to wave, signal, and design. Sebab ini view, mana? Wave, ada dah wave. And then add to wave. So, saya dah ada yang dia kata view wave tu saya dah tick dah ni. So akan ada lah nanti dia keluar tepi ni, but for now tak keluar lagi. So saya add to wave. Lain interface. Okay. Did I did something wrong? There should be all element. Hold on, I think I have missed out the step. This will cause a check mark appear next to wave. Click add to wave, signal and design. Okay, apparently I'm not. Okay, keluar apa. All items ini, dia lambat sikit kot. Multisim ni isn't a very good software lah for me, I guess. Sebab dia tak stabil. Tadi tak keluar, ni tiba-tiba keluar pula all items in design. So itulah, dia suruh you, kalau tak keluar macam saya tadi, try to move your window here, there, and then maybe wait a bit, and then tiba-tiba baru boleh keluar pula all items in design. Ini sama macam tadi pun, the previous class pun the same thing. First dia tak tunjuk, tapi after I move around, I expand the window, I snap it here, snap it left, tiba-tiba keluar pula all items in design. So I can't exactly tell you why it is as it is, but other than apa lah, model sini tak stabil sangat lah. So click all items in design. So then you'll be able to see the wave punya window kat sini. And the manual lab asks you to adjust the timing in the labs in the window here. So 3 microsecond, kita besarkan balik, kasih nampak. Okay, so this is currently in 100 picosecond. We want to make it 3 micro, and to use micro, just type U in the picosecond. Done, type U. Done. Once you've done that, click run on the next icon of right next to the window of the timing. Once you click run, you'll be able to see the wave. So saya detachkan ni, nak kasih nampak lagi clear. So am I showing it to you guys? Yeah. Perfect. So you should get something like this or something like this for now lah. Kita belum nak zoom in zoom out lagi. So kita biar dulu macam ni. Anybody has any issue? Were you guys able to get the same thing as I am? Senyap je. Saya assume semua orang okay. If semua orang okay, we are going to look into the discussion section. This is the important part where you need to put in your lab sheets. Of course, the result ni pun kena masukkan. So after you have done all the things that mentioned here, after you click run, now you can click. You can observe the wave to come up with your discussion. So you can just click in the zoom in icon here to enable you to see the waveform much more clearer. Okay, this is too detailed. Okay, I think this one is much better. Okay, just use the zoom in icon. You'll be able to see the waveform much clearer, or to help us in solving this. So how to read this wave? Hold on. So if you refer to your table that you have filled up in your pre-lab, supposedly for all gate, if you follow my brief just now earlier, for 0, 0, 0 plus 0, your output C out, you'll get 0, 0 plus 1, you'll get 1, 1 plus 0, you'll get 1, 1 plus 1, you get 1. So how do you want to tally this with the result that you got here? Okay, first look at this. A in, B in, C out. As you can see, there's A in, there's a B in, then there's C out. And then there's two level here, which is 1, and then if it goes up, it go 0, and then if it goes up, it go 1. And what do I mean by 0 and 1? Look at the last number there at the bottom. You can see there's a 1, and if I go to this side, the bottom number shows 0. This is for A in, and for B in the same, 0, 0, and if it goes up, it goes 1. The bottom number tu the last and bottom number tu. But for C out, it's a bit different. You still look at the last number, which is this one 0, but there's a ST in the front there. Basically it's just to indicate to you that this is the output of the gate that you have done. The output of the program, the circuit that you have done. So there's a ST there. But 0, if it goes up, it should be ST1. Again, ST1, ST1. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to understand how to read the waveform. Now, how to tally this waveform with the table. So as you can see, if A in is 0 and B in is 0, C out should also be 0. Okay, so first we look at A in 0. I choose this because this is the only waveform that shows 0 and 0 for B in A in. So A in 0, B in 0. So if we go to the bottom, C out is 0. So okay, Cool. We take 1. So it's correct. 0 and 1. So A in is 0, B in is 1. So we look at A in is 0. This one. A in is 0, and then B in is 1. So C out is 1. So okay, now we got 2 ticks here. We tally with the table. Then we look at the other one, which is 1, 0 equals to 1 C out. So we look at 1, this one, okay, or maybe this one. 1, 0, and therefore C out is 1. 1. And then to confirm, finally, 1 and 1 should produce 1. So we need to look at A in 1, B in 1, and therefore C out is also 1. Is this C out? Am I not seeing things correctly? Because why there's no ST? Sorry, I think I go to the wrong one. But this is yeah. A1, 1, A in 1, B in 1, C out 1. So betul lah. And I know you might be confused because there's a lot of waves here. Why am I choosing only the 4? If you see it correctly, if you betul-betul observe ni sebenarnya sequence. Nampak? Ni 000, then ni 000, ni 000. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is actually a repetition of 1, 2, 3, 4. So regardless awak pilih sini ke, awak pilih sini ke, this is the same ni. Cuma dia tak ikut sequence table ni lah. Maksudnya ni adalah ni 000 and this is 111, tapi yang between tu yang ini 101, ni 011, ini 101. Dia ulang balik ini. So dia bersepah-sepah. Because why? Coding kita tadi. This one. Kita tak susun dia according to table. Boleh sebenarnya nak susun according to table, tapi saya tak nak buat sebab nak tunjuklah effect of coding ni to the waveform yang awak buat. Itu kalau awak nak buat, it's up to you. Nak mudah awak nampak, nak mudah awak explain, you arrange this. In fact, ada je cara dia, tapi saya rasa it's not critical lah for you. For me, it's more on how to use this software. So, pakai je coding tu untuk tallykan table ni dengan waveform yang you've just shown just now. The explanation that I've ni lah. Okay, so far anybody has any problem understanding how to interpret the waveform?
Sir,
Yeah.
can I see watch the video after the class because I can't do the model save because I have the same error as that, so I need to make it again.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll be sharing this recorded video once it's updated, and you can see this video in your link summary. I'll if you're able to see it, let me open your link summary. Give me a second. It should be in your group description. Where's the group?
It's in the GD, right?
Yeah, GD. GD. So there's a link. I'll update the link at the bottom there as soon as I got the recorded from Gmeet. Anybody else might want to clarify with me with their lab? Because this is important, the thing that I've just discussed with you guys just now. Yeah, sorry. Dia nak tanya saya ni. Don't mind me. Ni kalau nak interrupt je. I welcome the interruption because it shows we have discussion in our class. So tak nak pasal bebel seorang kat depan. Tak ada. Okay, then it is important. The thing that I've just discussed, the thing that I've just told you is important for you. So for you to put in your lab sheet the discussion. I put it in my own words, of course, but once you typed it in, you have to use your brain to better explain. You summarize what you have learned. That's the important part here. It's not about you securing marks by typing each single word that I've just said. It's more on me seeing you understand what has just been discussed. So, jangan salah faham, proses pembelajaran yang saya nak achieve kat sini, it's not about you typing words yang awak jumpa kat buku, awak jumpa kat Google, or awak record saya punya cakap, and then awak tulis biji-biji apa yang saya cakap. No, that's not the process that I want you to achieve. What I want you to achieve is for you to do some processing while you type the discussion in your lab report. That is where you will learn. So I shared with you my discussion, which is what I understand from what we have done. But I advise you, when you do your lab sheet, put in your own understanding. Salah betul, belakang kira. In fact, salah pun, kalau saya tengok itu ayat awak, there will be a big chance you'll get a huge mark from me. Because it shows you are processing what is being discussed here, not just hantar assignment, hantar kerja, hantar tu. No, it shows that you are processing the ilmu. So I take that as a huge thing. So make sure alert dengan apa saya cakap tadi. Of course, there's a recording, but also try to understand it on your own. Okay, it is 4 o'clock now. If possible, I want to proceed with part B. Kalau semua orang tak ada problem, tak ada issue.
Okay, sir.
Boleh, eh? So make sure screen capture this before padam. Screen capture your output here to put as a proof in your lab sheet. And also the code lah. So to see the code, let me put it back in the model sim. So the code, you can find it here. Just at the bottom tab ni, boleh tukar-tukar lah. So kalau nak snap yang tu, ambil ni, snap, print screen jangan type balik. Sebab kalau type balik takut nanti awak copy paste daripada yang lab manual punya tu. Saya nak print screen yang ni. And then with ni print screen juga. Kalau nak kasih clear, unattach lah so that nampak the whole scene tu. Tapi kalau macam ni pun saya terima je. Decide. As a proof that you have done your work and untuk lab sheet awak. So make sure save gambar tu. So saya save kat sini. Tak payahlah, saya tak nak save wave. Saya nak save yang ni je. Dah save tak ya. So I want to proceed with part B. So in order for us to proceed with part B, it is advised for you to close everything to avoid any confusion as we go forward. Okay, give it a second, and then the same goes to quarters. Turn it on. And now we'll be going into part B. Okay, now click on the quarters, open it back. Why is it over there? I have to close this and then Windows capture, I guess. Okay, so you'll see this you'll see this again, and apparently I can't move it, but in your Windows you should be able to see me, to see the thing. Give me a second. Okay, basically for part B, you have to repeat the same steps 1 until 6, except for this time around, you need to use the different name, Lab 2, and save it under a Lab 2 folder in EE250. So what does it mean? Is you have, if you recall back to step 1 in part A, you have to click on the new project wizard, and then you have to choose the directory, which is, if you recall, we put it under for us is Altera 91 and then EEE250. And since it is advised for us to create a new folder under EE250, so just create new folder, type in there lab 2, then click open, then open. So now you'll see that EE250, because I put there 5B because I have already EE250. I don't want to mess that up. So I put there 250B, but for you, most probably it will be EE250. And then backslash lab2. And for the name, for this part section, we'll be using lab2, but okay lah, kali ni tak nak rebel sebab takut ada yang salah juga macam kawan awak tadi tu, buat ikut lab2. Small caps. Lab2. And then next, the same thing like previous steps, click next. And this one saya guna tadi Cyclone 2, saya pakailah Cyclone 4 pula, and any kind of 1.2 volt punya driver. And then I click next. Again, make sure none. Next. Okay, so you will get the summary page. Any questions so far? In case saya laju sangat, memang laju tu.
Sir, I cannot see. I can only see the.
Oh, sorry. Ni masalah OBS ni, dia tak ni. Saya back. Okay, saya back balik ni, and then this one, look. This one, look. Let me change this, and then change it back. Project. Okay, this one. So again, EEE250B, saya pakai 250B for those yang, sebab saya dah kelas satu lagi tu saya dah taruh EE250B. Azan kita break kejap lah, 10 minit. 5 minit, tunggu azan habis.
Si muka si satu mu. No. Microphone mosh.
Maafkan saya. Gini, tai. Senyap sikit.
Bos.
Okay, kita continue sebab nanti kan lambat habis. Nak cepat habis. Kenapa mata saya berkelip? Okay, so we proceed with apa tu? The part B, which we want to use the same folder EEE250B. Saya B lah. For you, most probably EE250 if you follow the manual instruction to the T. And then put inside that folder another folder named lab2 so that we don't kacau EE250 punya settings, sebab every time we put the folder in quarters, there's a settings that we need to consider. So in order for us not to kacau the folder in the part A punya version tadi, in case lah nak buka balik, kita buat another folder in that the same folder yang kita pakai untuk part A tadi. So and then the name for this time around, I don't want to mess up in case ada yang follow saya juga penamaan tu and end up dia terpaksa buat balik. So kali ni kita pakai accordingly to lab manual punya device lah, which is lab2. Okay, then if we follow the steps mentioned in part A, the next one will also be next, sebab tak ada apa-apa next. And for this time around, sebenarnya saya pakai cycle 3. Now I change it to cycle 4 and the same thing, saya pilih je mana-mana kat sini, tak kisah, nothing going to concern us with here. Okay, next, and the same thing, none as per previous steps kita buat, and finally we arrive at the project visit summary. So you can review, but again sebelum ni saya pakai cycle 3 and number pun lain. This time around I'm using cycle 4. EP randomly saya tekankan tadi and then finish. Okay, again OBS I need to change it back to chapters. Okay, saya kena tunggu dia yang upgrade your web edition software to checking tu. And then only saya boleh start. Okay. So I guess sepatutnya by now korang dah okay this section hopefully. Sebab dia same process je, cuma kita tukar nama je sebab kali ni nak pakai setting lain. Tadi is part 1, part A tadi is structured biasanya manual kan? Tadi behavioral tadi structural behavioral lupa dah. Part A is behavioral, betul lah. Now kita nak buat structural. Okay, apa beza structural dengan behavioral? Nanti kita tengok, tapi basically inilah dekat kod yang ni. Tapi okay, kita buat step by step dulu. Now kita dah ada kat sini. Kita ulang step 7. Basically kita kena baik balik. Step 7 kata kita kena buka text editor by opening file ni. So file, new, Verilog HTML file. So we open the text editor lah. So okay, tengok yang ni tadi assign y a b ni is structural. Now kita tengok behavioral. Coding dia lain sikit. Nah, this one. Again, saya advise sangat-sangat try to copy the text from the manual and then paste it so that you can avoid any issues with typo macam yang tadi tu. So copy and paste and then save as ataupun klik dia save as lah. Kita nak bagi nama lain. Then under lab 2 kita bagi nama lab 2. Make sure file is .v, .vlg, .verilog and then save. Okay, so far boleh follow saya ataupun nak saya clarify step-step yang sebelum ni yang saya laju ni.
Boleh follow saya.
Boleh right. Then kita buat yang apa ni lah, so kita dah save as. Now kita buka balik yang model sim pula the next stage. Tapi saya just in case lah ada kawan yang lambat, kita tak nak tinggalkan dia, kita bagi dah dalam 2 minit ke before kita buat yang model sim. In case dia ada soalan lah nak tanya. Tunggu 3 minit lah, saya nak main. Bagus lah AI ni. Bila botol ni dengan saya, dia detect. Bila dia padam kan. Anything yang bukan kulit saya, dia majulah AI zaman sekarang.
Sir.
Yep.
Sekejap. Saya tadi kena buat balik semula.
Yep. Oh, nak present ke?
Yang kalau yang create and project ni kan, dia punya nama dia buat lab 1 HDL lah saya. Ini dekat model sim.
Model sim. Kalau model sim, kalau kita part B ni lab 2 HDL.
Tak, ni sebab tadi saya kena buat balik.
Oh, yang
sebab dapat error tu.
Okay, then lab 1 HDL betul. Tapi let me confirm jap. Dia punya yang tadi saya pernah tak ingat. Tapi kenapa lain awak punya interface tu dengan this one? Sebab awak panjang sikit. Why? Boleh awak tunjuk macam mana awak buka create project ni?
Jadi yang jump start tu kan. Saya buka balik ya.
Buka balik.
Dia ada yang ni, create project.
Create project,
Okay.
betul.
Lepas tu dia keluar ni.
Jump start create project. Oh sorry, that one is lab 1 simu. Bukan
Lab.
awak baru kat stage 11
Oh.
sebenarnya. Sorry.
Lab 1 simu.
Then klik OK lah.
Okay je?
Klik OK je. Oh ya. Then baru yang apa nama? Lab 1 HDA semua.
Add existing ke?
Yang add mula-mula add existing dulu untuk add yang awak punya quarters punya lab1.b. Okay, browse dulu. No. Biasakan browse. Sebab takut dia kat folder lain. Now folder lain. So awak cari yang tempat awak save quarters tadi. File quarters tadi.
Terlepas.
EEE250. Tak ada. Mana? Mana awak save lab1.b?
Check kat bin. Aku ada kat bin.
Lama, tak ada.
Awak kena cari kat mana awak save lab1.b yang quarters tadi tu.
Saya dah save sini. Buat balik
My advice is kalau takut nanti kalau awak buat balik pun awak tak tahu awak save mana, kena cari juga. So might as well awak buka quarters tu, awak klik, awak buka quarters. Ini
ni quarters.
No, bukan. Software quarters tu. Okay, awak buka save as, file, save as.
Save as.
Okay, tengok kat mana tu.
Oh, ni tak save lagi.
Tak save lagi. Okay, then buka model sim tadi. Jumpa tak?
Jangan takut dia tak ada.
Betul?
Oh, ada.
Okay. And then yang create new file lah. This one awak type je. lab1 apa? HDL.
Yeah.
Tapi make sure Verilog Awak tak tukar Verilog tu. Okay, boleh close. Compile.
Compile.
Right.
Kena taruh dia punya coding dulu? Belum?
Tak apa, compile je dulu. Coding dulu ke? Sorry. Awak kena double click, sorry. Double click dulu baru ni. Sebab tak ada code. Compile dulu. Jangan klik yang question mark tu. Klik nama file tu. Baru masukkan your Control-C, Control-V. Green tick tu.
Oh, tutup dulu
Tutup dulu so that sebenarnya tak payah tu, awak tekan gambar disket tu. Can you see awak tahu tak disket tu? Yang apa nama? File, edit, bawah dia tu ada gambar disket. View, bawah view tu ada disket. Ke zaman awak tak tahu disket tu apa? Bukan, awak kena klik view, awak tak payah klik view. Tu ada disket tu bawah tu.
Mana?
Awak tak tahu gambar disket tu apa dia?
Tak.
Generasi awak tak kenal kot. Yang save icon tu, tapi dah grey out dah tu.
Save icon.
Tak apalah. Padam.
Ada.
Senang cerita.
Kena save dulu tak?
Jadi tak boleh save sekarang ni, awak kena padam. Sebenarnya ada cara tapi tak pernah terpadam lagi. Yes. Dan buka balik. Okay, close. Terus close. Okay, now compile lagi sekali. Just in case dia ada pening kepala. Compile all. Okay, masih lagi green. Dah, start simulation. T.
Okay.
Alright. So awak continue lah ikut lab manual tu.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, sebenarnya saya tak payah turn off saya punya sharing nanti dia boleh terus pause kan. Okay, we learn something every day. Betul ke screen saya ni? Alright. So we are here in, where are we? We are here, but where are we? Part B. Part B, and where am I right now? I've already completed step 3 in part B, which is to copy and paste the code. And again, if there is anyone have any problem, let me know so that I can address your, this is the time for me to address your work in case there is an issue with that. And then if you are like me, has no issues with the code, the script file CFS, so that we can name this lab 2 under dah saya dah buat dah, sorry. The rest dah save dah. And then repeat all the steps in part 8 model sim simulation software or kit. Kita sebenarnya dekat mana ni? Ini quarters, kita masuk model sim kan, so kita lupa. So ni dah settle, kita boleh minimize kan, kalau nak tutup pun boleh tutup. So now we go to model sim again. Let's see. Okay. So the same thing, need to start with jump start, create the project. This time around kita panggil dia lab 2 simu. Jadi lab 1 simu, lab 2 underscore simu. Yang again macam tadi tak payah ubah apa-apa, dia ada parts. Okay. Already exist because saya dah pernah buat. For you most probably tak ada jumpa notification ni, so click yes lah. Saya click yes, awak tak perlu. And then add the existing file, since jangan type, kalau boleh browse so that kita jumpa file yang kita nak buat tadi, which is under lab2, lab2.v. Click open. And then this is optional. Untuk saya to be safe, saya tekan Verilog. So this is the one that we just did just now under quarters for lab2. And then create new file untuk lab2 HTL punya pula. This one in step 12, add the file name, column, browse. So ni kita kena, ni dah. File name, type lab2 HDR. This one kita kena type sebab ni post ni tak ada lah dalam folder yang orang baru buat ni. So lab2 HDL. Settings kena sama, which is Verilog. Okay. Click close. Now double click to edit the code. So to show this better, I expand the tab. Okay, like this. Okay, so kalau saya laju, stop me sebab saya assume semua orang okay, except yang tadi baru tanya saya tadi. But in step 14, rename the first line of the code as module S and the line 20 as lab2 UUT. Apa dia cakap ni? It's basically the code yang awak masukkan dalam step 14 ni lah. Okay, this one. Step 14 ni, copy. Control C. Copy and then paste it on the text editor. So dia kata, done. Mana tadi? In step 14, rename the first line of the coding as module S and line 20 as lab2 UUT. So inilah yang dimasukkan, which is module S, and the last one is lab2 UUT. Okay. So kalau kata apa tadi saya suruh pangkah apa semua tu, sebenarnya tak perlu. What you should do is click in. Ini namanya disket ni. Kalau siapa yang zaman awak tak pernah hidup, saya lah, nampak sangat saya ni dah tua. So what you should do, apa maksud disket? Kalau adalah somebody zaman generasi saya bercakap dengan awak pasal disket, ni sebenarnya disket. Zaman dulu tak ada pendrive, kita orang kena pakai disket ni untuk store. Size dia 1.44 MB je. So faham lah dia punya aplikasi dia tu. Tak besar mana lah. Masih nak main game dalam dia tu tak boleh. So ni disket. So rupa disket tu ni Ni sebenarnya disket, bukan save icon. Kita dah terbiasa zaman awak ni dah panggil ni save icon. Tapi basically saya kalau generasi saya panggil disket tadi. So click that, nampak star asterisk yang ada kat sini dah hilang, so maknanya dia dah save. Saya termiss di step waktu part A tadi, so sepatutnya tak payah pangkah. Awak klik gambar disket ni, bila benda ni macam tadi tak boleh tadi, kawan awak tak boleh sebab dia punya apa nama, tag dia tu is dekat sini, project sini, so memang tak boleh disket. Tapi kalau awak klik yang text icon ni, ada star ni, bila awak klik ni, star tu akan hilang, so maknanya dia dah save. So awak tak perlu pangkah hingga launch balik. So macam saya boleh terus kat sini lah. And saya boleh mencari S, which is here, S. Sebab saya tukar menjadi S, so ada S kat sini. Jadi okey lah. Ni tak ada apa sebab saya dah ada the same file nama S sebelum ni, so dia keluar benda ni lah. So for you, mostly tak jumpa lah benda ni. Okay. Bagi a few seconds untuk dia run the things. Saya kena tarik ni, tapi tak boleh nak tarik, kena tunggu dia habis ni dulu. Okay, dah habis. Okay, dah habis. Is it? Ada isu ke? Siapa yang tak faham yang saya cakap pasal save apa semua tadi tu? Okay.
Sir,
Ya.
saya rasa kita kena buat kelas face to face juga, sir.
Apa? Kenapa?
Sebab saya susah sikit kalau belajar macam ni.
Okay,
Dia susah.
Betul sir.
Saya agree, but itulah saya kalau nak buat pun next week lah. Tapi yang untuk part A dan part B, nak tak nak kena ni dulu. Katakan dulu. Dan untuk part C dan part D, insyaAllah saya usahakan next week lah. Kita buat kelas. It's okay.
Okay, sir.
But for now, the best thing about ODL is that saya ada recording ni. So kalau katalah tak jumpa and katalah korang try and dapat pula malam ni and nak revisit balik, adalah recording tu. Kalau face to face saya tak boleh nak record. But hopefully lah, kalau kita buat face to face, by next week semua orang dah ada dekat lab. Sebab kalau tak nanti tak fair untuk kawan yang tak ada dekat UiTM. Sebab yelah saya kalau nak buka internet, tak silap saya, if I'm not mistaken, not all lab has internet connection. And if they are, it's not wireless. So takutlah saya lecturer yang kat depan tu tak boleh nak buat face to face. Sebab face to face, so saya tak boleh nak project whatever that we do in face to face to those who aren't there. So tak fair lah sebab nanti markah 75% ni nanti kan sangkut lah dia. But in any case, try dulu using ODL ni. Because itulah nak kasih fair juga kawan awak yang lagi 2 orang yang ada kat rumah. Okay, in any case saya proceed dulu. Or maybe ada siapa-siapa nak tanya yang maybe dah boleh keep pace dengan saya, yang nak tanya, nak clarify something before saya proceed. Bear in mind saya ni baru kebah batuk sesemua. So that is one of the reason juga saya tak nak buat face to face sebab takut nanti saya jangkit kat korang lah. Dan ini jangkit daripada anak saya. So, nanti kalau kita buat face to face takut berjangkit kat korang, dah down korang seminggu 2 nanti lah. Demam ke apa kan. Tapi saya tak ada COVID lah. For now. Tak tahu lah. Boleh saya proceed?
Boleh sir.
Boleh sir.
Okay, so the next step after kita dah yang S tadi tu dah apa nama? Dah simulate. So kita buat yang the same step as step 17 lah, which is run dia punya wave tu. So kita kena buat add to wave all systems in design so that dia keluar tab wave ni. And then now we'll change to 3 microsecond. And click run, the icon run, the same step as previously. And now you get your wave. Okay, nak senang nampak, saya Allah, saya punya ni tak tunjuk ya. Okay, this one. Saya back balik saya punya ni. Okay, ni sepatutnya what you get. Yang the same step before ni follow je, saya tak perlu nak ulang balik sebab it's the same step as discussed in step 17 part A tadi. Cuma this is the apa ni lah yang sepatutnya awak nampak if you successfully get your step 17 correct. And then because I want to show it to you, I undocked it so that dia become clearer. Let me open this. And this one, I'll change it to, hold on, wave. All right, this one. So again, for those yang missed out step 17 model sim before this, just click icon ni sebenarnya. Itu yang dia sebenarnya nak cakap. You zoom in so that the wave is much more clearer for us to see, to compare with the table here. So now this table 2.6 is actually the same as table part A yang kita buat last one, which is this one. Tapi this time around disuruh awak isilah based on apa nama wave yang kita dah faham, sepatutnya awak faham. So for first table 0 0, so we look at the waveform. Where is 0 0? This one lah. This is A in 0. 0 tu maksudnya yang kalau awak tengok dekat yang keluar, bila saya hover over the waveform tu, nampak ada kosong kat bawah tu. That is the state 0. B in is also 0. Nampak tulis kosong kat bawah tu. So 0. So C out is 0. So awak boleh tulis ni 0. And then 0 1. Again, benda ni semua repetition saja. Awak boleh ambil yang mana-mana yang awak nak. Tak perlu, saya buat besar sikit nak kasih nampak. So 0 1, saya cari 0 1. Where is 0 1? This one. 0 and 1. So A in is 0. B in is 1. So C out is 1. So di sini 1. Next, kita tengok A in 1, B in 0. So this is A in 1, B in 0. So C out is 1. Boleh. C out is 1. So 1. Saya main pilih ni sebab yang penting dia clarify, dia tally with the states yang kita nak dalam table. Sebab ini sebenarnya repetition dia. Ini sama dengan ini. Ini sama dengan this one. Tapi dia bersepah-sepah. Sebab kod kita tu kita tak susun cantik-cantik. Tapi itu bukan importance kita. Saya nak highlight yang this is actually just repetition of apa ni lah. Dia punya waveform ni. Ini nampak satu, sama. Then the drop. And then dia ada 0, 1, 1, 1. And then ada ni, jalan sempit. And then kalau kita zoom out lagi, dia ulang balik benda yang sama. Okay. So that's why saya ambil random di mana-mana sebab it's just a repetition. Yang penting dia satisfy 0 and 1. A in and B in. Okay, then last one, A in 1, B in 1. So, yang ni lah. A in 1, either this one, kalau awak nak ambil yang ni pun boleh, pulang, sama je. A in 1, B in 1, C out pun 1. Okay, C out, 1. So, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Sama tak? Dia tanya between structural dengan behavioral. Structural ni part A, part B, behavioral ni part A. So, compare lah table 2.6 ni. Okay, snapshot. share display. So sama tak yang table 2.6 ni dengan laju sangat tak? Okay. Dengan table 2.5 yang part A sama tak? Sepatutnya samalah 0, 1, 1, 1. So kenapa sama? Justify your answer. Why is it the same? So I'm helping you. It's the same because we are both using OR gate. Kita masih menggunakan OR gate. Ayat ni awak kena elaborate, jangan pakai ayat saya sebiji. We are still using the OR gate, and beside, the only difference between structural and behavioral is only on the coding part, which is here. This one. This is for structural. For behavioral, coding dia. This one. Module lab 1 ni. Tengok, dia punya difference sama, cuma nama lah. Lab 2, lab 1. Yang dia punya output input pin sama, masih lagi Y and AB. But the middle code ni, yang ni assign Y equals to A. Saya tak tahu apa nama simbol ni, tapi kita sini panggil O lah. O, B. And then end module, whereby for behavioral, kita tulis O dengan Y, A, B. So basically, it's the same gate, which is this is a symbol kalau awak recall yang pre-lab tu, pre-lab. This is a symbol for OR gate. Sama simbolnya straight tu, straight. And yang ni memang kita terus cakap pakai OR terus, OR gate untuk output Y, input pin A and B. Yang ni kita assignkan output Y menggunakan pin A or B. So command line lain cuma in the forms of apa ni lah, kalau behavioral kita terus behavior or, whereby for structural kita bagi satu equation. Terbalik ya. Behavioral kita bagi satu structure, satu formula. For structural kita pakai or punya command terus. Ini lebih kepada library yang dipakai lah sebenarnya. So itu hint saya lah. So you need to use your own words untuk explain, untuk jawab part step. Part B step 6. Ni tu yang saya fikir tahu. So use your own words to elaborate apa yang saya dah cakap tadi. Hopefully benda tu masuklah dalam awak punya understanding. Okay, any questions so far? Kita dah pukul 5, masih lagi on time. Kalau nak saya tolong apa-apa ke, now is the time lah, sebab saya dah habis yang lab. So kita boleh fokus more on you lah.
Sir?
Yep.
Saya punya tak nampak dia punya graph.
Okay, let me see your desktop. Tak nampak graph. Okay, what have you tried? Awak dah tekan add tu. Add to wave.
Saya tekan add to wave tapi okay,
dia memang macam tu, multisim dia pening sikit. It's not your fault. Dia kejap ada, kejap tak ada. I think it's more because of the processing terlambat sikit.
Nanti yang design right?
Tu awak dah buat 2 kali dah tu. So now awak tukar run tu, yang 300. Tu. Yang window tu dulu, tukar window tu dulu. 3 and then U second, microsecond. 3 tu 300 tu, tukar 3. And then baru run. Now dapat.
Tadi tak keluar dekat yang tu.
Memang itu multisim punya problem tu. Saya tak tahu kenapa dia lambat sikit.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Orang lain ada lagi ke? Ya. Ada yang problem, error nak saya clarify ataupun dah okey dah? Dah okey, saya boleh end our session today lah. Kita hopefully kita jumpa next week untuk habiskan lab 2.
Okay, sir.
Boleh
Okay,
Okay, and yang dah berjaya pun ada. So hopefully siapa yang tak berjaya tu cuba-cubalah contact yang berjaya tu, especially girls. Rather than that, tu je lah kot. Kita boleh habiskan our session today with Tasbih Kifarah and Surah Wa'as. Again, kalau ada siapa-siapa nak tanya, boleh continue dekat WhatsApp ataupun dekat, sebab saya PJJ dengan wife saya, so bila saya dekat sini ni memang apa lah, masa saya free lah. Kalau insyaAllah kalau saya tak keluar lah, so saya boleh tolong. Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita continue the next class, or kita apa ni lah, saya jumpa awak dekat WhatsApp group kalau ada nak tanya apa-apa. Other than that, saya jumpa awak next week.